Welcome back to The Unknown Angler. I'm a little bit of a maniac about my knots. Anyway, I decided once and for all to figure out what's the best knot to use for the best situation. And I've got a bunch of testing I'd like to do, so I built myself, of course, a tensile tester for testing different knots. And it turns out for testing out monofilament too. Anyway, and I also have some fluorocarbon, but for testing out tippets. But so what I have is I took a force gauge, took a lead screw, took a nice little slow syn motor. There's plenty of torque here in the lead screw, and I'm going to use 10-pound test mainly because it's it's a good intermediate test strength, but it's also one that lends well to figuring out what percentages what percentage of tensile strength the actual knots are. Anyway, the first knots we're going to do with this are going to be a clinch knot and a uni knot. We're going to do a clinch knot versus a uni knot. This is 100-pound line. I want to show you how I'm tying the clinch knot. It's only a 4-turn. I'm using a 6-turn in the experiment. Okay, go back through. Oh, come on. Come back through here. Like I said, this is 100-pound test. This is 100-pound test for this, so that you can see how it all comes together, so that you can actually see the knot. We're going to do a uni knot, and I do a 6-turn uni knot also, but in this case I'm going to do a 4-turn for the same reason I'd been before, 100-pound test. So basically you make a loop, you do a straight through, you make a loop, you come through, and you would come through 6 times. That's 2, 3, and 4. So we have a uni knot versus a clinch knot. As you can see, they're relatively similar in size and in shape, but we'll find out which one wins. Start out with this Rio 10-pound test. I've been working with a lot of other lines, and I'll do a video on that later because let me tell you, not all monofilaments or fluorocarbons are created equal. In fact, it's a pretty interesting story. Anyway, today what we're going to do is we're going to test the strength of 2 different knots. One's a uni knot and one's a clinch knot. And what I've done is I've tied up 3 different samples here, so we test it 3 times. Each one of these has 2 swivel snaps on them. On the one with the little piece of tape on it is tied with a uni knot. On the other end of that, it's tied with a clinch knot. So the reason I'm testing 2 knots versus each other, and it's about to start right now, there you go, and I'm doing this does a very slow tension, as you can see, and this is a peak device. So what it'll do is, as it adds more pressure, that's 5 pounds, 5.4, 6 pounds, knots are slipping, 7 pounds, 8, and bang, right there, 9.1. So 91% knot strength on whichever one broke. Let's see which one broke. Well, this time the uni knot won, and it broke right at the, there's nothing left on there, so it broke right at the clinch knot. Let's load it up and do it again. Okay, so here's round 2 of uni versus clinch knot, and it's about to start. There you go. And you can see how the motor turns down here, it's turning that screw, and it's putting constant tension. Not constant tension, but ever increasing tension on the. And you see it when it slows down like that. You can actually, I've left the tag ends in there. Those knots are actually closing up and slipping a little bit when it. Whoop, that time it broke at 8.5. Let's take a look. Once again, the uni knot 1 6-turn clinch knot broke. 8.5. I'm going to zero this out again. It's up. It goes very, very slowly. So it starts putting pressure on. All of a sudden you'll see it. There it goes. That's 1 pound, 2 pounds, and so forth. And as you can see, it's pulling it. There's quite a bit of stretch in these monofilaments, by the way. Even for the short 5 or 6 inch piece I'm using, it's stretching probably another 2 inches, which is percentage wise is quite a bit. So if you have a knot you'd like to get tested, leave a comment in the comment section down below. I've got a bunch queued up, but I'll take any suggestions. And 10 pounds. Wow, there you go. And what one won that time? Uni 1 again. So I've checked these out 3 times. So the Uni won out every time over the clinch knot with this particular line. So Uni wins. See you next time.